All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Building a Strong Foundation, Professional Development for GME Program Coordinators with Natasha Brocks. I am excited to present this opportunity to bring the GME community together, and I thank you all for being here. I was very excited to see how many people have registered for today's webinar. Our group has doubled in size since the beginning, so I'm excited that you are as excited about this as I am. I look forward to introducing you to Natasha here in just a few moments. Please note that today's presentation will be recorded and I will send the recording out to everyone who registered today. And I will also share the recording in my next nationwide program coordinator e-blast. So if there's anyone that you want to share that with, please go ahead. If I have not had the chance to personally meet you at the ACGME conference or present a didactic course to your program, I'd like to introduce myself while everyone is still joining us. My name is Ashley Pichard, and I am the Program Relations Manager here at Practice Match. Before I joined Practice Match, I was an in-house physician recruiter. And in that role, I really gained a passion for educating and mentoring physicians in their journey from training to employment. And with Practice Match, I get to take that passion to the next level by offering career guidance and mentorship to physicians from medical students preparing to apply for residency, all the way through helping residents and fellows find their dream job. Practicing physicians come back to us when they re enter the job market as well. And my newest venture is adding program coordinator professional development into the mix. So I work with programs every day, offering free didactic day courses, free CV review. We have a CV builder. We have scholarships, career fairs, webinars, education on contract negotiation, student loans, financial planning, immigration assistance, interview preparation, and more. And of course, our nationwide job board that has over 20,000 physician jobs. I do want to take just a moment to talk about our free virtual fellowship program networking event because that is happening just next week and it's near and dear to my heart. This event is designed for residents to network with fellowship programs to get a better idea of where they want to apply. So, this event is free to the attendees and to the fellowship programs. So, if you're recruiting for a fellowship program, please sign up to promote your program. Or if you have residents who are interested in continuing their training, please make sure they know about it. It's April 10th from 4 to 7 p.m. And I will drop a link in the chat as we start our presentation here. So if you have any questions about any of the things that I mentioned, please feel free to reach out to me. As I mentioned, I'll drop some links in the chat so you can look at these things. I'll also be sharing the link to register for our next program coordinator webinar that is on June 5th. It is titled Program Coordinators Time Management, an Essential Skill for Top Performance with Melissa Molina Trinidad, who is also a GME program coordinator. All right. Please note that microphones will be muted throughout the presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to put those in the Q&A box anytime. I'll be helping Natasha monitor the chat, and she is happy to answer those questions live as they come in. So now let's dive into our presentation and meet our speaker. Natasha Brocks is a highly accomplished GME coordinator making significant contributions to the field of graduate medical education at Abrazo Health in Arizona. She has an impressive career spanning 18 years in multiple specialties. And I think my favorite part about Natasha is she dedicates herself to mentoring other GME coordinators and helping them set goals, focus on their career development. She has founded a newsletter and a podcast, GME Admin Insights, and that is aimed at inspiring and informing everyone in the GME community and helping them continuously learn and grow. So I personally follow her newsletter, and as she begins speaking, I will share a link to her LinkedIn in the chat. That way you can follow her as well if you don't already know her. Thank you so much for joining us today, Natasha.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashley, for having me here. And, good morning. Well, it's good morning where I'm at. And thank you all for joining me today. This will be an interactive presentation. So please make sure to have your phones ready to scan QR codes or enter in code numbers because I'll be asking questions along the way. As GME program administrators, coordinators, or managers, we play a crucial role in ensuring the success and efficiencies of our program. So from managing administrative tasks to supporting faculty, residents, our responsibilities are diverse and demanding. We all know this. And today, we're here to explore the concept of building a strong foundation, for professional development, growth in our roles, right? So just like a sturdy house, you want to build your house on something sturdy. It requires a solid foundation, right, to stand on, to stand strong and be resilient, right? That's the same as our roles. We need a strong foundation with knowledge, skills, and competencies to withstand everything that we go through, the storms that we know come along with that. So, okay, a little bit about me. As Ashley said, I'm Natasha Brocks. I live in Arizona. I've been in GME for 18 years. I'm the chair of EMARC, Emergency Medicine Residency Council, I think, Jen, don't quote me on that. And I sit on two boards, of course, the CORD board and the NASAMA board. And like Ashley said, I'm very passionate about professional development and growth, not just for GME specifically, but just in general. So if you need any inspiration, feel free to contact me for that extra little push that you may need. So, throughout this presentation, we'll dive into key aspects of establishing and fortifying our foundation. We'll discuss the importance of understanding what your foundation is because everyone is different. So your foundation may look totally different from the next person. So we're going to envision what you need and explore strategies to ground yourself in this foundation for sustaining growth and success. Whether you're new in your role or if you're seasoned, I invite you to join me on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. So let's explore how we can strengthen our foundation as program coordinators or in GME to better serve our programs, our institution, our residents, our faculty that we support, and most importantly, us. I believe that we need this foundation for our growth, regardless of, the support of our program. So if you can, please get out your phones and scan the QR code that you see here. And when you log in, I want you to think about what comes to mind when you think about a strong foundation. What do you think about? What words do you think about? Type the words on your phone so we can, start to get a response. Okay, solid, yes. When you think about a foundation, it is solid. Trust, safety, okay. Support, security, roots, yes, roots. Teamwork, reliability, I love these words, yes. A brick, exactly. So these are all, support is right in the middle of it, yes. So support basically is the number one thing everyone here who has put some words on here. Support is the number one thing that everyone can agree on. Knowledge, strong, stable, trust. I see reliability, resources, growth. Yes, these are all things that make a solid foundation. Good, good. Okay, so the words just keep coming in. So we all know that, what foundation is, right? We've seen it from the words. When it comes to building a house, right? Let's think about it in the form of a house. We all want our house to be built on a solid, firm foundation, like cement, right? So it can be sturdy and not on sand, right? You wouldn't build your house on sand. If your house was built on sand and a strong tide came and hit your house, it would wash it away very easily because it was not built on a strong foundation to keep it firm and steady, right? So we want to look at our professional development the same way. When we build ourselves, right? So in a professional way, a strong foundation can be defined as a set of underlining principles, values, habits that guide our decisions, our actions, our behavior. It's a solid framework we build in ourselves, in our lives, in our careers, and in our relationships, right? So these are two classifications of foundation. You have a shallow foundation, which could be considered, building on sand, and you have a deep foundation, which could be considered building on cement. Now, I want to ask you, which one are you? As of right now, what do you think your foundation lies on? Sand or cement? We all want to make sure we're on cement, but when we go through this, we may be a mix. We may be like, oh, you know what? I'm really on sand, but so let me get it together. And there's nothing wrong with that. We are all at different points, in our lives, right? So we just need to see where we're at and where we want to be. So when we talk about foundation and our professional growth, we need to ask ourselves, what is my foundation? What does my foundation look like? When you think about your personal or professional career, how solid are you? Do you have the skills, the knowledge, the competencies, or willingness to grow? Will it all start with, it all starts with your foundation that you stand on. So what's your thinking like? Is it positive or is it negative? What's your go-getter mentality like? Or do you even have one? You are only as strong as what you stand on. So are you standing on cement or sand? I like this image right here because when I look at it, I see a sturdy foundation. You have 7 reinforcement pillars holding up a team, your customers, and your community, which are the people we serve, and standing on culture and strategies. See that down at the bottom? The 7 pillars of servant leaderships are important in building strong foundations because they represent essential qualities and attributes that contribute to effective leadership and organizational success. Now, take a moment to think about your pillars. What do they look like? Are they strong and confident, or are they still a little weak as water? Anything can cut through water. If you're a little weak, then have no fear. I'll give you some competencies that will help you to become stronger. Everyone can be built up at any point in their career. So we are all here for growth and to learn. Okay, pull back out your phones. So when you think about, start the skip. When you think about your job and your day-to-day duties, what fundamental skills come to mind? What do you think about? What skill sets do you think about when you think about your day-to-day duties? Organization, time management, yes, time management, multitasker, yes, collaboration, yes, organization, team, people skills, yes. I'm looking for, we have customer service, babysitter, yes, trustworthy, oh, I like that one. Communication, yes, I love the babysitter. Knowledge sharer, yes, yes, you have to share your knowledge and for anybody to grow. I like the flexibility, yes, yes, calm and oh, he's moving too fast, yes, adaptability, yes, communicator, yes. These are all great skills to have when working in GME. It really is. We all know that. These are standard skills, important skills, skills that will help you to navigate your role efficiently. With all of these skills you see here that keep coming in, with all of these skills, now you have to think about where you stand. All of those word skills that we just saw, where do you stand? So let's talk about shallow foundation for a minute. Just like construction again, if you build your house on a shallow foundation, it will easily fall. This is true with our professional development. This is what shallow foundation as a professional development looks like. You see the person at the shallow end of the ocean? He's not going anywhere. He's standing still, right? So a lack of building strong professional relationships is failing to establish or maintain positive relationships with your faculty, resident, stakeholders, teammates, co-workers, and this all will result in a weak foundation of collaboration, I saw one of those words, and support within your program from you, right? Another one is if you don't see the need for strategic planning, why not? Lacking long-term strategic planning offers, it affects, can be a negative, leading to the lack of direction and stability within your programs, growth and development. I even know I will plan a plan of a plan, right? I don't just do it at work. I do it at home. I do it in my personal life. I do it for my goals. I'll plan a plan for a plan for a plan on a plan. So when you have to navigate these things. So let that be like one of your first things, right? And then ignoring opportunities to streamline processes. If you are not streamlining your processes, then you're standing on the sideline. This can result to inefficiencies and a shaky foundation for your growth, right? A lack of training and development initiatives. If you're not reaching out, if you're neglecting to provide adequate training for you so you can develop your skills or opportunities for yourself, this can result to your knowledge gaps. And you can become weak in your foundation for your program. We know things in healthcare, things in GME is changing all the time. We get updates all the time. So why not, provide those that information, fill those gaps? Failing to conduct regular evaluations and assessments for yourself can lead to a lack of awareness of areas of improvement and can weaken your foundation over time. I cannot tell you how vital it is to evaluate yourself. We evaluate the residents, we evaluate our program, the residents evaluate their rotations. Why not evaluate ourselves? Take time monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, yearly to evaluate yourself, to see where you stand and see where you hold up. I do mine monthly for me. I do it monthly. Check last month. Okay, where was I? What am I doing? How can I improve? But that's just me. But this can, if you have the lack of awareness in yourself, then how are you going to grow? You can't be sturdy. It just won't happen. So, in not seeking professional development opportunities, you need to seek all the professional development opportunities that you can for yourself. This can hinder your career growth and creating a shaky foundation. I go back to that, this foundation, because it's key. It can create a shaky foundation for your career and your career's trajectory, right? So if you don't develop yourself and continue to grow, then again, you're going to be sitting on the side of the bay, watching the time go away. So not being adaptable and flexible. You have to be adaptable and flexible. If you resist change and fail to adapt to the ever turning requirements that we face or any trends. This can result in you not being prepared to respond to external or internal factors that you need. So you have to be flexible. You have to be adaptable. You know, a lot of people don't like change, but change it's happening all the time. So being flexible is another key. And you don't neglecting to analyze data. We run reports all the time. We know this. We run reports for our faculty, our programs, to see outcomes. So if we're not analyzing ourselves, this can lead to uninformed decision making and a lack of accountability. So we need to make sure we analyze things, even to move forward. If you ignoring diversity and inclusion incentives, this can result in an environment that lacks representation and undermines the foundation of fairness and accessibility. So, what do they have to do with your foundation? Because the environment that we work in, Ashley, you have a question, or is there a question? I see
I
your
do,
hand.
yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure you were at a good stopping point.
Uh-huh.
Robin Allerding has a question, and that is, do you recommend a specific evaluation for coordinators to use for self-reflection?
You know what? I did build my own, and I use it in my professional development plan that I have. But I there was a and I have it that I continue to use for myself. But once I want to say a couple of months ago, there was a um evaluation floating out. I think it was from ACGME. It was a coordinator evaluation. It looks just like when we do our CCC for the program coordinators. The residents. It was the milestones. So what I do is I've taken that and has the 1 through the 4. You know, I we as far as long as I've been in GME, I shouldn't be a 1 or a 2. So I kind of use that, play with that, and I took it and then I enhanced it a little bit. So usually like for newer coordinators, you can do the 1 or the 2, right? But then I started adding more for me because now with so many years in GME, it should be surpassed 4. So I started with that. I'm not sure how it got started, where it came from, but I think it was from ACGME, milestones for program coordinators.
Awesome, thanks.
Uh-huh. Um, yeah, any questions, please feel free to stop me and ask. So, um, also, neglecting leadership development opportunities for yourself and others if you're in that position. This will hinder your ability to advance within or outside your program and weaken the foundation of your leadership skills. So never neglect the leadership opportunities that may come your way. It may be scary, it may be frightening, but take hold of that, because if you don't, then you're staying at the shallow end of the pool. So these opportunities highlight potential areas where you may fall short in your responsibilities, ultimately weakening your foundation and effectiveness in GME. But on the flip side of that is the strong foundation. And I remember reading in one of the words, rooted, deep rooted. And that's what comes to mind. A strong and deep rooted foundation. Being deeply rooted in your foundation will ensure your skills are up to date, and you continue to grow. Why? Because when you are deeply rooted in what you're thinking, what all that you're taking, and your all of the knowledge, learning, and the skills that you can, you're being proactive and taking the lead on things. That's being well rooted. Your mindset of certain things like leadership and guidance, it starts to grow as well. So everything that the shallow foundation listed is the total opposite for a well-rooted, strong foundation. You go and build those relationships with others. You have that strong communication skill. You network in I always say networking is key, and this will keep your foundation strong. You plan in advance for things, not just in your program, but for you and your development to keep you in the know and up to date. I love planning ahead of time, especially when you go to meetings. If you go to a meeting, you already know what the meeting is about, right? Why not plan ahead for it? I always preach, always have something to say in a meeting, always have something to say, no matter how big or small it is. That will keep you at the forefront. Leadership will know, one, you're not afraid to express yourself. Two, they will call on you, they will notice you, and you will always be in the forefront of their face. Your continually improving yourselves on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, right? And not sitting still with your growth. We're here because we want to grow, right? And we are trying to build that strong foundation for us to grow. You're taking the initiatives to improve your skills and not just standing on the sidelines. When you're deeply rooted, you flourish and you grow. And I've been seeing many of you guys grow and become leaders doing this. I know they say that, for program coordinators, we can't be leaders. We're not leaders. We're just really secretary. But over the past couple of years, I've seen a lot of you guys take that lead, be the leaders that you are, collaborating, learn. It has been amazing to see everyone flourish and grow, right? But with these deep rooted and strong foundations we have proved everybody wrong. We're not just secretaries, glorified secretaries. We've proved them absolutely wrong. And I think they see it. I think they know it now. So let's continue to dig deep, in our growth, our communication, our learning, exploring, and questioning the why. Why is this? Why is that? How come? Because when you do that, it comes with growth. When you do that, you continue to grow, and you can continue to see not only the little things, but the big pictures and all the details in between. So let's take out our phones again. Now that we have went over the not so nice shallow end of things and the deep rooted foundation, what are some skills that you feel you may need to improve on moving forward? I mean, we all have something that we can improve on, right? So just type it in the box. Oh, let me start it. So just type it in the box, what you feel I can improve on something. Is it your communication skills? Is it, communication? Okay, public speaking, confidence. This is so true. Public speaking is not for the weak. Let me tell you, when I first started, I was weak as water, right? I would hear my voice tremble. I would be, nervous. I'm still nervous, but the more and more like I get to do public speaking, I'm like, okay. But still sometimes I'm like, I get so fragile that my mind blows. Time management. Yeah. I think especially with our job, time management is a big thing. I think I saw boldness, listening skills, yes. Staying calm, staying self-care. Self-care is a big one. Even though we work and we do all of this, plain language and emails. Right. Delegation, efficiency, yes. Balanced task, yes. Yeah, these are all things, attention to detail. These are all things that I think that speaking up. Oh, I never thought about speaking up. That's a good one. That is a good one. Speaking up, training. Yeah. Training other ones or the new people that come in. So public speaking, confidence, communication, and time management are the big ones that everyone out of 189 people who've answered, or 190, those are the big four things that we all agree on that we can do better at. Oh, networking is popping up now. Networking is key. I always say that networking is so key. Um, so these are all what we feel: public speaking, confidence, communication, time management. And I absolutely agree. These are what a lot of us, that we can definitely do better at. Um, we all have the things to work on, but when we reflect on these words, when we reflect on it and we see it, and we know what it is, that we need to address. So now we can move forward with building, right? Now we can move forward with building. Thank you so much with that. So I saw self-assessment in there, right? So self-assessment, these are all ideal foundations that we all should start building on. Um, do a self-assessment questionnaire, right? Design a tool to help you identify your areas for improvement and continue to build on that. This could include like questions about your knowledge of the program requirements, proficiency in your administrative skills, communication skills that we saw, ability to manage relationships with maybe your faculty, residents, co-workers. So you always have to do this self-assessment, right? Assess how you can build off of that, what we need, right? We just saw what we needed to work on. Goal setting. I think goal setting, for me, I love to set goals. I do. That's just, I set goals all the time. Having a goal setting session with friends, and this is one thing that I love to do. I have girlfriends across the country, and we will go on Zoom and we will brainstorm just different goals that we want uh in our lives, our careers, just anything, right? So we'll have a brainstorming moment and we'll talk about our aspirations for professional development, for our lives, for travel, and then we just come together, right? So we think about any specific knowledge that we may need to update, any skills or competencies. Even you would think about all of these things, right? And whatever competencies that you lack, whatever skills that you lack, right? And develop them in order to enhance your role. For example, you may want to improve communication skills, right? When you interact with other people, or gain a deeper understanding of accreditations. You know, you know, sorry, programs are popping up everywhere. You may be that person that, sorry, has to do the accreditation. So how would you go about doing it? Like, how would you go about doing it? Read up on the information. I like to, when I read something, I write a how to. How do I do this? I detail it out. And then from there, I keep it. So if I have to go back, I know I can reach it again. Because, we touch something once and it'll come around. But, I put it down. I put everything down on paper so that way I can see it right there in front of me, right? So it's visual to me. Um, if you put it down as a goal and you talk about it with everyone, talk about it with your friends, then you see that it becomes in your forefront. And then you start to, like for communication, and you start to watch what you say and how you say it, and you don't really do the ums and the ahs and stuff anymore. You will not understand how much this enhances your skills. I've done that. Vision boards. Me and my girlfriends, we do a vision board. And when I tell you, you may not think that vision boards work, but it does. You can invite friends or colleagues to create a vision board, or present their ideas, because they may be thinking about something that you haven't thought of. So they can present their ideas, um, not just as a program coordinator, but anything, any skills that they see that, oh, you can improve upon this. You can use images or words or phrases that reflect, the knowledge, the skills, the competencies that you want to develop within yourself, as well as the values, the principles that you want to embody in your role, or just in your life. I know my daughter and I, we do this every year as a goal. I get all of our goals together. They have their goals. I have my goals. We complete something on a board. And every time we complete it, we take it off. Every time we complete it, we take it off. So at the end of, we do it twice a year. So we'll like January and then June comes. Okay, we've taken off all of this. So do we put more on, or do we really start now focus on what's left? And we'll make that decision then. And then we'll wait until December and we'll do it all over again. So this is just something that I know has helped me, and it helps my daughters too, to really figure out, what do I want to do in life? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? Just really honing in on that, and letting that guide you. And of course, you have to have your SWOT analysis. This is one thing that I'll say this and I'll get off my rant. Everything that we do in our programs, we do a SWOT analysis for our program. What works? What didn't work? You know, our PECs, we need to do it for us in our career, in our professional development, in our lives. The same concept. The doctors have it, the residents have it, the medical students have it, but we need to have it as well. So conduct a SWOT analysis to help you assess any situations, any skills, anything that you lack, right? This is what will help you to grow. If you use what we already have for that works for our program, incorporate it, within your life and your professional development. So once you've defined what you need to do, let's build the strong foundation. And we can do this through organizational practices. So organizational practices, what is it? It refers to the methods, the procedures, and the strategies that an organization implements to achieve its goals, manages its resources, and ensures efficiency and effectiveness. So here are some common organizational practices that you will need to help you strengthen your growth, right? We talked about the strategic planning, the performance maintenance, communication. Communication is a big thing, decision-making process. We need that. We need to be able to make decisions and stick with it and be okay with what we decide. I think that was one of the biggest key for me, is when I had to make a decision and it will affect other people, I had to be okay with that decision. So that's something that I'm still, working on, right? But communication, we know that in our line of work, communication is very key, but we need to implement it. We need to have clear channels of communication within our program to ensure the information flows effectively throughout our program, between the levels, the departments, our team. But communication, I think that is the number one key for us. So strengthen your communication, even in meetings. So this includes like a regular team meeting. Communicate to others, have that open communication. That's why I say every time you go to a meeting, always have something to say. Communication is key, right? So we want to now focus on the strong foundation, honing in on that. So now that you've planned and you built your foundation, you have to hone in on it. I don't want to make this presentation about coordinators being a strong foundation, just for their program. No, it's not that. This foundation you need to have is for you. You need to have this foundation for you so you can build your professional development, so you can grow yourself. Yes, the program and everyone else that we interact with, they will benefit from it, but this is for you. So make no mistakes about it. It's not for the program, it's for you. So what are some additional blocks that help you build your foundation? How do you refine and improve your skills? By being aware. Self-awareness is important. This awareness allows leaders like you to leverage their strengths and address areas of improvement. And we are all leaders, right? Yes. So know your strengths and your weaknesses and leverage them accordingly. Never stop learning. This is how you build a strong foundation. You would not want to start building your house on cement and then switch it up and then build it on sand in the middle. Would you? That doesn't make any sense, right? So continue actively seeking opportunities to learn new skills, acquire knowledge, stay updated on things, and the best practices. This involves attending leadership development programs like we do, workshops, seminars, reading books. I've recently gotten into audiobooks. For some reason, I don't like to read, but when I hear it, I understand it and I take it in a lot more. Like, wow. So read or audio like me. And give feedback to newer coordinators in GME. I think feedback is key because it helps them grow. It may help them grow a little bit quicker. The ones who are seasoned, we've been in here, we know, and we all know that we needed some help when we first got into GME. So, reach back, help the ones that need that help. So give feedback and then get feedback and reflect on it. Reflection is key when you're thinking about asking for feedback. You want to ask for it, solicit it from others, from your peers, your mentor, team members. This gives you insight on your leadership skills and your effectiveness. You can be effective, you can't be strong, you can't have that foundation if you just don't know, right? So reflect on your past experiences and identify the areas of growth. This helps you to make a conscious improvement in yourself. And this is how you continually grow. Be adaptable. I said this before, be adaptable. Being flexible and adaptable is in like responding to change and circumstances and new challenges. A diverse team, we may have, somebody we really don't want to work with. You just have to be adaptable. This shows your strength and your growth, right? Effective leaders are able to adjust their approach and communication styles to meet the needs of different situations and individuals. And that's what we want to focus on. I love this quote right here. So either you stay in the shallow end of the pool or you go into the ocean. So what are you going to do? Are you going to swim in the ocean and be free, or are you going to sit on the sidelines at the shallow end? So you've figured out what you need to build your foundation. Because remember I said everybody is different. You decided you wanted to be strong, built a strong foundation for yourself. You honed in on your skills and became that pillar. Now you need to foster it. Collaboration is a great way, and I saw that in the wordplay, the collaboration. This is a great way to build your foundation. I love all the collaborating that I saw at ACGME and at CORD. This is so key. Leveraging diverse perspectives. Everyone thinks differently, they talk differently, they understand think differently. So when you collaborate, this allows you to work with individuals from diverse backgrounds, experiences, and areas of expertise. And by bringing together the different thinkings and perspectives, you can gain valuable insight and knowledge that you may not have access to on your own, and it broadens your understanding, and you identify new approaches and challenges. So continue to collaborate with one another. That's key. I know at both conferences, we were talking about poster presentations. Let's work together on a presentation for next HEGME. And I think that's just only the tip of the iceberg of starting your strong foundation. Pulling resources and skills. When you collaborate with others, you can pull resources. I may have resources that someone else may not have, like at CORD. They didn't know they had IRB. So one had it, One found out later that she had. So the resources, when y'all collaborate and come together, you never know what you can achieve, right? This includes sharing the best practices, dividing tasks based on each other's strengths and weaknesses, assessing specialized expertise or resources, or you may be lacking or somebody else is good at. And you can accomplish more than you could on your own. So this is a great foundation to have, because if you're working by yourself, you're by yourself. But when you have others to help you bounce ideas off of, ask questions, you can grow and build yourself a lot faster. When you build stronger relationships, this is like collaborating, a teamwork. These relationships are key. Um, Ever since, I don't know, I know me and Melissa, we started talking, but one thing led to another. We've been collaborating ever since. Um, Collaboration, I tell you, that is like networking. It's 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 something that we need more and more in um now, especially since we are really growing as leaders. Yes, Ashley.
May I dive in? I would just like to collaborate a little bit right now while we're talking, and that is because I am getting requests from program coordinators on this call looking for specialty groups, and I would love to compile a resource that I can share with program coordinators in different specialties.
Mhm.
That said, I am not part of these. So, anyone on this call hearing this request, please email me really quick at apashard@practicematch.com to give me information on any of these specialty groups. That way I can gather a complete list for everyone that I can share next time.
Yeah, and that's great. Getting with someone in your specialty and then collaborating and building those relationships is so key. Um, and then promoting uh, innovation and creativity. That's another, when I was getting my black belt, um, there was a course on brainstorming. And I'm like, brainstorming? I thought everybody, knew how to brainstorm. I thought it was kind of odd. But when I dived deeper into it, I was like, whoa, I learned so much more. And it helped me to adapt to a whole lot of different things. But brainstorming is also key. Um, so is, of course, effective communication. We already know communication is the number one thing. Enhancing your learning and development. I talk all the time about professional development, but collaborating is a valuable learning opportunity that will allow you to expand your knowledge, your skills, your competencies through this interaction with others. Um, so let's dive into the overall. First, I hope that now you have like a clear understanding of what constitutes as a strong foundation for success in your role, and what constitutes as a weak as water. We don't want to be weak as water, even though we always start off weak as water, but we want to build and become strong. Um, so this includes recognizing the essential competencies of the foundation that you have, and conduct a self-assessment to identify your strengths and areas for improvement. I encourage you to set clear and achievable goals for your professional development journey. Make sure they are achievable, because if they're not, you will stress out and you will think, okay, this is not even worth it. What am I doing? And you will stop. So make sure they're clear goals. You have a clear set of goals and they are achievable. By envisioning your ideas, foundation, and creating a personalized development plan tailored to you specifically, you can chart your course and continue your growth and in your development in your career. Um, and I hope you feel equipped to practice strategies to acquire, enhance the foundation of your knowledge and your skills for an efficient program, but also for you, right? We are doing this for us. So remember to explore diverse learning opportunities and embrace a proactive approach to continuous learning and staying informed about industry advancements. We know that this is key. And lastly, as we move forward, I encourage you to apply the strategies we discussed to sustain and expand upon your foundation by continual growth. Seek the feedback, seek actionable goals, and develop plans to achieve them. And while maintaining a commitment to lifelong learning and professional development, just continue to be yourself and, reach out to others who may have already achieved where you want to be. And I'm going to say this right here. So years ago, I know many of you may know Tia Drake. I worked at WashU years ago, and she was in GME, and I remember sitting across from her, and she was like, "Look, you and GME, this is what you need. This is what you need. You always go." It affected me so much till this day. So when I see her at Omni now, I'm like, "Oh my God, that's Tia Drake, right?" But when you seek feedback or you talk to others, maybe where you want to be or whatever, you can even ask them, what do I need? Like, what feedback? How did you get here? What did you endure? Just to get that information so you can start building your foundation and what you need to help yourself grow. That is just my little feedback. But thank you so much for your attention and your participation in this presentation. I fully thank you for coming and supporting. And we are at the end of the presentation.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you so much, Natasha. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to all of you too. Natasha, there aren't a lot of questions in the question and answer, but I would love for you to lead through or read through those. And if you see any nuggets that you want to say out loud, I think there are some good ones in there.
yeah.
Also, Amy, thank you so much. I just sent you an email. I will look from that look for that list from you, and I'm getting emails from other coordinators that responded very quickly to that request. So please give me a couple of days to compile all of these together in one document, and I will send it out to everyone who registered for the webinar today. That way you all have the resource available to you. Natasha, do you
Yeah.
have anything else to add?
No, I was reading through this. Yes, libraries do have audiobooks. I do love that. I remember that. Um, oh, somebody asked about the TAGME certification. You have to go on the website, the training administrative website. Who is this? Christy. Okay. Yeah, but thank you so much. I mean, and oh, thank you, Melissa. Um, I mean, it's just imperative. I think that we all need to continue to to grow. Yeah, any technical classes to prepare so you can share. You know what? There is a GME admin, a GME administrator Facebook page, and they talk about they do have like study groups. So you may want to reach out and see what they have there. Um, and see if they can help you with the study group. Or, like I always say too, you may want to make your own study group. If you don't see what you need or what you're looking for, put it out there. Maybe you could just start your own study group, put it on Facebook. I'm trying to do my TAGME. Who wants to make a group? So, don't wait on other people. Be the leader and, lead the way. This is what you want. Make sure that you get the group together and take the lead and lead like the leaders that I know we are, right? So yeah, I would really do that. TAGME was a beast. Um, but yeah, so I was going through some of these.
Lots of people requesting your slide deck.
Okay.
So I've been sending your email and said just reach out to Natasha if you'd like that.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I will send the recording to everyone.
Okay. All righty. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to collaborate, network, or whatever, please feel free to email me, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Telling you collaboration is the key. Networking is key. And we all need to make sure we are here for each other to upbuild and uplift each other so we can continue to go and continue this shift of we are leaders and we are here. We're leaders. We are leaders. So and I see that. I see that over the past year, whatever, that we have continued to, grow into the leaders that we are, we always been, but everybody is recognizing it, now too. So collaborate on conferences or presentations, national and locally. Collaborate on research for GME or poster presentations. Like I know Dora and Ritker, Jana did. Like, and that astonished me. That's something that I said, okay, I'm gonna add this to my goals. It's more foundation for me, right? So I want to do a poster presentation. Anybody out there want to do a poster presentation with me? Please hit me up. I want to learn how to do a poster presentation. I want to do research on
Awesome. Well,
GME.
thank you so much for your time. Sorry, I think you froze up when I started talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just talking. So yeah, so reach out to me, let me know. Just, if you have ideas, if you want to communicate, network, reach out, poster presentations, research items, let me know. I am here. I'm all here for it. I love to learn. So
Perfect.
thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you all for attending too. And hopefully we see you on the next one on June 5th. Everybody have a fantastic day.